Okay, so once you click on one of these guys, it tells you the start and then the end location. It tells you how long it's expecting for you to take the delivery. Now, the type of delivery, what you're going to be carrying. For instance, this one is logs, and that's 16 tons. So generally, when you're looking at deliveries, you're looking at a couple of things. The location where you're traveling to, because for me personally, I like traveling to somewhere that I haven't been before. There's benefits of doing that because you're able to discover more places. You're able to get more of a chance to get a dealer or a recruitment agency. But a big thing that you do consider is how much the job is actually paying. So you normally look at it for how many euros it is for a kilometre. That's how much profit you get in every kilometre that you're getting. So for instance, this one is 13.4 kilometers, whereas the rest of them are in 15. So that's one thing immediately that says, okay, well, you've got the benchmark there. It's only 16 tons though. But the advantage of that is it's to a place that I haven't been to before. The second one here is for rubber tyres, and that's 23 tons, and that's a heavier load. And heavier load means that it's going to be a lot harder for you to travel up a hill or get up to speed on highways. So you have to factor that in, but it generally pays out more. It's also the same with the distance as well. The longer you drive for, there's more of a profit there. That's why I recommend that you do the long distance perk. The sawdust panels, which is 13 tons here, it's the lightest out of the four that I've got on this page. It's also to the same location as the first one, being to a place that I haven't been to before. It involves crossing a border, which is from Germany to Austria. Now, typically you normally pay a toll booth fee to get into a different country. It's the same if you go from France to the UK, you take a ferry or the train over. And you generally pay a fine, and then you kind of get transported to the other place. And then finally you have the car parts, which is 18 tons. And that is going to France. So I'm going from France to France from Germany. Start out in Germany, go all the way to France. And that gives you the highest payout. So it's up to you. At the moment, I'm really considering between the last one, which is Papa said, which is car parts. Now, I did wonder today whether or not I could actually get away with just nicking the car parts and just taking it to my own place. But I don't think it's going to happen. But yeah, you can deviate from what the GPS tells you to. So this game is really realistic, physics-wise and in appearances. But it hasn't got that far in the way of like GTA-ness of, you know, like being able to ram people completely off the road and then they explode and you're able to shoot at them, or you're able to steal deliveries, or, you know, you might have a bunch of people hidden in the back of your truck. you know, it doesn't have that kind of wackiness, but it's definitely a realistic game for a realistic player. So I know I've been talking a little bit now, so I'm just going to go ahead and do the one going straight into France. Now, because this is my quick job, it means that the back of the truck is already hooked onto my truck. But normally, if you have your own truck, then you have to reverse onto the trailer, hook it up, and then you're able to drive off on your delivery. But because this is a quick one, then it's already hooked up for me to go. I can just pretty much just drive straight there, just only focus on the route that I'm taking, and I'm not really worried about things like my fuel or how tired I will get. I can just pretty much just drive there with pretty much no consequences, but long as that I don't crash into anyone. Christ, this is a tight turn. I always have a trouble sometimes just escaping from the start delivery location. Also a little bit of a mind screw whenever you're going travelling inside a different country. You can't figure out which way the traffic's going. There's always something else that I look out for. Typically in like built up areas it's usually about 30 or 50 speeding. Typically one thing that I always look out for is to check my mirrors. Just mainly to the fact that there was times when I was first starting playing this game where I would continuously hit into the sidelines, so then the most annoying sound would come out. Oh shit. The most annoying sound of the wheels hitting the sidelines, which is kind of... which is that noise. It's kind of annoying. Especially if you don't get your placement on the road properly. But yeah, it's a fairly nice game. I mean, it doesn't really penalise you that much, as long as you play within the game parameters. There are certain things that I like to do so that it's a little bit more fluid, especially with the slower truck. Like, it's just recommended that I would tuck that corner. Shit, damn. Okay. It was recommended that I took that in 40, and there's a reason for it. You can normally get away with like doing that in... You can normally get away with doing that about 50 or 60 depending what your cornering's like. That was a bit of a F up, but yeah, it's all good and fun. Like I've seen cars do some pretty stupid things sometimes, or I would do something stupid and then you would get frustrated because you've hit the car even though it was their fault. Like if they travelled inside the opposite direction travelling and it hits me, then I get the fine for that, not the other bloke. But there's no insurance claims or anything like that. The game just quickly just takes the money off you. It actually used to scare the crap out of me, because if I didn't have these mirrors on either side, then I would have no idea where the cars would be coming from. Try not to mess this up. I actually got the inspiration to play this game from a popular YouTuber, Nerdcubed. I saw him messing around on this game. Kind of got my curiosity, so I decided to get it. And also, when I went on holiday with my friend Emma, I started watching a TV program, Ice Road Truckers. So I guess I don't know, I just like the idea of driving a truck and driving around and listening to music. It's kind of what I love to do. I love doing that as part of my job. Just driving around, listening to music and, you know, help people along the way, sort of thing. But the biggest thing that I know from that is fuel. Fuel is like gold to drivers. Very low chance that you get rain, but it does vary quite a bit, the weather does. For example, the last time I was in Italy, it rained just as bad. The scenery was great until it started chucking down with rain. And there's thunder and lightning too. The visibility is quite restricted. Okay, there's the truck. Okay, I'll slow down for this bloke. You should generally be a little bit more careful when driving on the road, especially in the wet. Find that the other cars and trucks will slow down or stop unexpectedly. You have to kind of factor that in. Or if you want, you can do an overtake, or just do your own thing. But when I crashed the vehicle before, it gave me damage, and on my GPS it actually tells you how badly damaged the truck is. So I'll just pause and just check. Let's see if I've actually damaged the cargo. Okay, at the moment I've only done 1% damage because of that crash to my truck, but not the cargo, so it's not going to affect my delivery reward at the end of it. So that's cool. And another tab here tells you what the job is, or the details that comes along to it. It tells you some useful information, like when's the next rest stop is, how far away it is on your journey. and you can use the call assistance to help you to fix your truck if you damage it too badly. I've had the warning come on once, but I was fortunate enough to just get the truck to the nearest petrol station to fix the truck. Days like these, when it's like raining and horrible, when you just stay inside and play video games. But fortunately for me in Australia, it's very nice 30 to 40 degrees at the moment. Beautiful sunshine. I grew up inside the UK, so I was used to quite a seasonal change in between winter, summer, spring, and the other one. And over here in Australia, Christmas doesn't feel like Christmas to me. Just mainly because I was used to it snowing, having snowball fights, going sledding. And over in Australia it's great because you do have the sun a good majority of the time, but when it decides to rain, it rains hard. Kind of hoping that this guy turns off to the left. This game is definitely for those who have patience. I'm a fairly patient guy, but when I see a truck like this, yeah, it does annoy me a bit. Yes! He has to stop for fuel, I don't. See you later. I think this is just a truck route, I think, because you'll have like special signs on the side of the road. They're kind of like two little trucks, like a red one and then I think it's a black one, saying that it's a truck only kind of road. Like it's used mainly for transporting heavy loads. Freeway now. Tight squeeze, tight squeeze. I'm gonna get past this guy, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna be powerful enough. Come on. Take those off now. I'm in a tunnel, and that's great. There's another town coming up. Oh, I've got to... Turn right. Need to get into the right lane. I don't know if I'm speeding through that tunnel. Seems like a freeway, so I can get away with it, I think. Damn, I'm going too quick though.